What's up? Welcome back. My name is George. This is the Model Railroad Show. And if you've been around the hobby for any amount of time, you've heard of the NMRA. All right. And a lot of people might think that it's a bunch of old guys sitting around talking trains. But let me tell you, by not joining, you might be missing one of the best parts of the hobby. So yeah, recently I did a thing, man. I've been model railroading for years. I've never joined the NMRA. I don't have any excuses. I just didn't do it. And recently, I've been doing YouTube here for a year, talking about model railroading, and was like, man, I probably should join. and you know, long story short, I'm glad I did. And I want to get here today and tell you some of the things that you might not realize about the benefits that you may get from joining. And while there's lots of benefits on the website, you get access to, clinic videos, and you kind of material benefits from joining an organization. You get to go to national train shows. There's local meets. There's all kinds of that stuff. I think one of the biggest reasons, and I'm going to start out one of the biggest reasons, is you learn faster. And yeah, you know what? YouTube is great. We can sit here, you can talk about stuff on YouTube, and you can replay YouTube videos and learn how to do things on YouTube. And it's a great medium for expanding, not just model railroading, but anything. But the reality of it is, a YouTube video is not going to sit there and help you when you're staring at a short, or you're trying to fix a locomotive, or you're trying to do something you just can't figure out. And there is no substitution, honestly, for person-to-person learning. All right, we know this. By joining the NMRA, you get to hook up with other people, learn other techniques, and honestly, you're getting to learn from their mistakes. And if you know anything about this hobby, it's not cheap, right? For the cost of the dues of joining the NMRA and getting to meet other model railroaders to save yourself a very expensive mistake in model railroading, already worth the price of admission. The other thing that I didn't really, I guess, even consider is access to amazing local layouts. I mean, I went to my first meet. I joined last month. They had a joint meet between North Jersey and South Jersey. I went to that in Monmouth County. And when you're there, they have certain members have their layouts open. We got to see some cool layouts. So you go and you have the meet. They do a couple of clinics. We'll get to clinics in a minute. People invite you into their home. You get to come in and see their layouts. Very, very cool. I got to see 3 layouts that day, and it could be a full day for you because there was like 5 or 6 that were open that you could go see. But I got to see 3 layouts. One layout I got to see, very cool. This guy, Tom Radis, he's in Monmouth County, did a Civil War layout, which I gotta tell you, again, we're just talking amazing layouts here. Civil War layouts, very cool. Not a lot of people do them for good reason. Locomotive power is tough. You got a lot of scratch building. And Tom has done all of that. I mean, a ton of scratch building. And then, ironically enough, I got home and I'm going through my model railroaders. I'm cleaning up the basement. I pull up this model railroader, and on the cover it says Realistic Civil War Layout in HO. And it's from October 2020. And I open it up, and sure enough, it is his layout right in the pages of model railroader. So kind of cool. Very, very cool for him. It's great if you have access to model railroader. Go back and check this episode out from October of 2020. Very cool. Would never have seen that layout otherwise. Ironically enough, I packed my camera and forgot to put a card in it, so I have some footage from the phone, but I have to get back there at some point. So Tom, if you're watching, let's do a proper video tour of the layout. And then I got to see a smaller layout and like a bedroom size layout, which was very, very cool. The last one was a Norfolk and Western layout, which was like 24 by 48 feet, and not fully scenic, but absolutely insane, like 3 levels at some point. One of the largest model railroads in a home that I had been to. So very, very cool. Again, 3 layouts. It was basically my whole day. I mean, I left here at like I don't know, 7:30 in the morning, and didn't get home till like probably 6:30 at night, just by going to the meet and to see the layouts. It's really cool because by seeing other people's layouts, you can see track laying techniques. You can talk to these guys. It wasn't like packed with people. There was only Tom's layout was a little crowded, but most of the layouts, it was only like 3 or 4 other people in it, because there's, five layouts, and not everybody goes to see all the layouts. So it was great to learn a little bit about scenery, a little bit about operations. I learned quite a bit. I learned probably just as much, if not more, from going to visit people's layouts than I did from actually the clinics in the actual meet. Another big thing, and just like the meets that I was talking about, you get to meet people who actually get the hobby. Let's be honest here, nerds. Not everybody understands model railroading hobby. They don't all get it. And a lot of us spend a lot of time in our basement or our attics or wherever doing it. So this gives you the chance, and this is just like anything, whether it's a motorcycle rally, a fly fishing trip, or anything like that. You get to spend time with people, like-minded people who enjoy the same things you do. It's very cool. And a lot of us, we build our layouts like in isolation, kind of by ourselves. Not a lot of people help each other on layouts. And a lot of these guys, this Norfolk and Western layout, I'm sorry. I mean, these guys they work on this layout every Wednesday. It's crazy to me. It's not crazy to me. It seems like a thing to do. People enjoy the hobby, but it's not something that I'd ever really, that I thought people did that much, honestly. Yeah, people to talk trains with, people to trade ideas with. Even at the meet that we were at, there were people, trading buildings. There was a lot of people selling stuff. It's very, very cool. I'm an N. There weren't a lot of people selling N stuff, but, still cool nonetheless. Clinics and learning. Getting to, there were 2 clinics that were like basically clinics, presentations, slideshows about model railroading that were at the first meet that I went to. One was on scenery. The other one was very cool. It was on Sanborn maps, and this guy was scratch building an industry, a rope mill in like Wilkes-Barre, PA or someplace. But he was scratch building this, and a lot of us, I need to do a video about this actually, going back and how you research a building and looking at Sanborn maps. And I'm probably more familiar than the average person with Sanborn maps and researching that. This guy, he went into a depth that I didn't really, I never would have understood had I not gone there and listened to him talking about how the elevations and how one elevation might be different than the other, and how to read the Sanborn map and the keys to the Sanborn map, which aren't always easy to find when you're looking online. How to find Sanborn maps if you didn't know, and where there were walls inside the building. And that's not something that I was like, wow, you can figure out where there was a wall. Not something that I ever really knew. There's lots of different types of clinics. You learn a lot. I learned a lot about operations, and I run a simple like car card system here. But the Norfolk and Western layout, he's going to run it by tonnage, by coal tonnage, because it's a coal hauling layout. And to do car cards for the hundreds of hoppers that he has, it would be wild to do that, right? So he's going to do it by tonnage and by demand and by train orders. So pretty cool. There's another guy who runs like a modified kind of car card system. So it's a lot of different things to learn about things like operations, prototype research, obviously the Sanborn maps. I think, again, an invaluable part, really levels up and shortens your learning curve. Let's be fair. There's a lot of you guys going to get down the comments and you're going to be a little like poo-poo about joining the NMRA. I get it. And there's a lot of stuff. Not everybody loves it. Some people, there's criticisms. People say, my local division isn't active. It feels old school. I learn everything on YouTube already. There's that one. Some groups feel kind of cliquish. And you know what? When you first come into this, I'm not going to kid you, they do feel kind of cliquish. Some of these guys have been friends for years. You just don't fall into that. Invest some time, get to know people, open up a little bit. They're all interested in the same things that you're interested in. And honestly, I think at some point in life, you get to realize the importance of learning from people who have actual experience. And not everybody gets that in life. So take those words of wisdom and run with it. The reality of it is, it's just like one of these things. You're going to get into it. You're going to get out of it. What you put into it. Meet people, attend operating sessions, even just to watch, there's always, it seems like guys are always looking for people or alternates to, get in to do some operating sessions. You'll learn a lot from that, and don't be intimidated by operating sessions. I'm actually going to my first one this month. So kind of excited about that. I've never been to one. I'll let you know how that is. At the end of the day, it's nothing more than running trains, right? So have fun, run some trains. Should you join the NMRA? I don't think the question is, should you join the NMRA or should you join the NMRA? The question is, do you want to grow in the hobby, and how fast do you want to grow in the hobby? I think that is more the question. You know, if you love this hobby and you want to spend time into it and invest into it, it's a no-brainer. Let me know down in the comments if you're an NMRA member. I will not be going to Chattanooga for the train show, but let me know if you are. Let me know if let's get some feedback. Do you like your local group? Were you a member, and now you're not a member, or are you a member and you don't attend? And the reality of it is, if you don't like what's going on, get in there and change it. You know, I mean, we can all affect change. So have some fun with it at the end of the day. All right. Listen, thanks for watching. My name is George. This is the Model Railroad Show. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Ring the bell. Do the YouTube things. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.